Hey guys, today I finally survived. I'm gonna make my second my comparison videos. They're gonna be called "This Isn't Naruto, It's Bleach," and what I mean by that, all these videos are gonna be about things that have not been verified or have not happened yet. I will probably make at least 5 this week because there's a lot of them I've been wanting to talk about. This particular one, though, is something that only I have taken time out of my day to back up. I really hate that everyone just immediately went, "Oh, well, that's got to be the truth." Now, when you see a character die and you see blood and there's a big monster with claws, what do you immediately assume? You think that monster tore up that human. You think that's what happened. Now, what exactly did happen that day, I'm not sure, but you could assume. And what I'm saying here is that I do not think Grand Fisher is the one that killed Masaki at all. Honestly, I think not. There's a 9 out of 10 chance it was Ichigo that killed her unknowingly. Now, we have not seen the review yet. We do not know how she died. But I'm just saying, more than anything else, I would like to find out that it was Ichigo that killed her. Okay, now another theory I really kind of like, not necessarily like, is the whole, what if Okiora killed her? I do want Okiora to come back, and I guess that would do it, but why would he have done it? He had no reason. It just doesn't make any sense. So, I don't think it was Okiora. That, and if an Iran car had appeared in Karakura Town, back when Ichigo was a kid, Soul Society would have noticed. And this all would have happened much earlier. Renji would not have had his Bankai first off. That would have completely screwed up the Zalaporo fight, first off. 2, Uryu and Chad would not be in the equation, completely eliminated. Rukia would not be there. There's another thing. Rukia would not be one of the people there. And Araniro, we have no way of knowing whether he would have been defeated or not. More than likely, I don't know if you thought this, but I thought one of the captains that was going to come, I kind of figured that Ukitake would be among them and he would fight Araniro, but we didn't get that. That is the one fight of Espada versus Soul Reaper that I did not like. The fact that Ukitake was not the one that fought Araniro. That would have gone a lot better than the whole him versus Rukia fight. Now, we'll give it to Rukia. When she pinned him down and blew out the wall behind him, okay, that was good strategy. I'll give her that. She used that one technique, okay, and basically we all know the technique by now. I don't actually know the name of it. It sounds very similar to the Zantakeshin that what's her face uses, Orihime uses, but the only thing that kind of is differentiating with the name, I think it's just called, it may just be called Senran or Senren, something stupid like that. But basically, they make a triangle cut in the air with their blade. It starts glowing golden, and then it solidifies into these wedge shapes, and they fire off, and they just completely pin the weak person into the wall. I've been doing a lot of Pokemon Let's Plays. I've been making a lot of them, at least, for practice, and that's why I almost said Pokemon there. But nonetheless, still, when you think about it, it does make a lot more sense that this would be true. The thing is if Grand Fisher did not kill her, who did? I'm gonna assume Ichigo. If it's not the fact that she couldn't use her powers, maybe it's the fact that she could use her powers, but for some reason Ichigo's spiritual pressure was just so freaking high, it just crushed her. That could be something. We have not physically seen someone die from getting just crushed by spiritual pressure. Now we have seen people get their souls sucked out from the overwhelming spiritual pressure of Yami, but that's not dying from overwhelming spiritual pressure. That is getting your soul sucked out remove one with spiritual pressure. So we don't know what would happen. Like, what if they crush the ground? They actually like just squash like a bug and like literally just explode in blood. Like, we don't know. Would they like spiritually just like dissipate? I would assume something along those lines would probably happen. But if they do explode into a bloody, gory explosion, you know, that would explain what happened to Misaki, only at a much lower level, just high enough at a rate to where it could kill her. I'm not saying that's exactly what happened. For all we know, it could have been Ishin that killed her. We don't know. Until it's revealed, it's one of those things where until it's revealed, it's going to be debated and argued. But really, the big subject of this video is Juha. Now, with Juha being the main subject of this video, why is he the main part of the video, and why did I start off with Misaki? Because Juha's obviously Ichigo's real dad. You know, let's think back to what he said. You don't even remember your own mother. Okay, how does he know his mother? That's one thing. Two, he says, reawakened your memories of having Quincy abilities. That means at one point he did have Quincy abilities and he was aware that he did. When was this? We don't know. 3, the time radius. Okay, if you measure it out, both Yuzu and Karin were in grade school pre-time skip. Karin may have gone into middle school, but I'm pretty sure Yuzu pre-time skip was either 7 or 8. So after the time skip, she would have been about 9 or 10. She would have been either 8 or 9. So possibly 10. But somewhere in the range of 8 to 10. And they're just thinking about that. That's a 7-year difference. Ichigo did not even look 7 when Misaki died. So one, I'm going to need an age verification on Ichigo. We know Ichigo's 17 now because he was 16 pre-time skip, and 17 months later he's 17. So he might even be 18. I'm not actually sure, but we know because then he would not be at high school; he'd be in college. So you know, we probably will never see Ichigo in a school again. Just judging by the what's been happening lately, we will not see Ichigo in a school ever again. And that's an important detail to remember, because that means that I'm kind of calling it right now. There's going to be an attack on the world of the living sometime in coming up. There is going to be an attack on the world of the living. Kubo said so himself, that the battle where the leader of the Quincies will fall and the arc will end will take place in the world of the living. The final battleground will be world of the living. Oh man, sorry, I'm just got a really bruised leg right now. But world of the living will be a final battleground, and that is really, really a key factor in this. Really important, because if you remember, in the world of the living, it is not made of reishi that is just absorbable every which way you choose to absorb. That's not what it is. So they can't really use some of their abilities because it's not a reishi environment. That's one thing. 2, we do not know if they can absorb souls and count that as reishi. 3, there's always the fact that are there more glutes? I would assume there's a cardio, because your heart, cardio means heart, and your heart is the center of all the blood that's pumped throughout your body. So I'm assuming it's either going to be called Blut cardio or Blut cardiae, which is basically how you say it in German, I believe. Cardiae. So that's what I would figure. There's probably cardiae, but if there is one, I want to see what it would do, because obviously it's not going to be some stupid like speed boost. That wouldn't matter. I'm assuming it's going to be something that only one of the Quincies can do. They're probably going to be letter C. If they can do it, they're probably going to be C. The cardio. Also, while we're on the topic, for those whose names we don't know, I think Belladonna Bambiana Bastarvines. I think the reason she was so shocked that there was an animal there is because I think E stands for eat. I don't know about you. But I think E stands for eat. And U, I think for Shananana, I think it means under. I'm not exactly sure. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the under. We also have 3 that were eliminated. Then we got Driscoll. Driscoll was O, the overkill, R, the roar, Q, the question, and Y, the yourself. And there was the other Y, the yourself. Also, are there going to be the Germanized letters of A, E, I, O, or U? Probably not. But if there are, we've got even more than we thought there was. And what words start with the Germanized A, E, I, O, or U? I don't honestly know. I accidentally put those in alphabetical order. There was no reason for that. But, you know, that's how I've just always been taught. Now, considering how we could do this, I'm assuming that Juha and Masaki had ichigo. Okay, now I'm assuming that I would assume that Masaki does have some sort of relation to Soken in some way, and she had the same beliefs as him. That yes, they should kind of keep the old techniques, but she did not go. And since she did not go for that, she kind of just took ichigo and left. Whether it was against his will or not, we can't tell because we don't know if that's true. I think that, and then she went and married Ishin. They had Karin, and then maybe Yuzu is the product of someone else. Now, who might this someone else be? Maybe she was like not even a month old yet. I don't know. But Yuzu is really going to be the big question for me. Starting right now, I'm going to question does that age match up? I don't think it does. Kubo needs to explain that. He really does. But the big thing, the big point, I already brought it up, is at one point, Ichigo did know, meaning he was fully aware that he had Quincy abilities when he was at a younger age. So that means at some point in time, even stated by Juha himself, that Ichigo at one point in time knew he had Quincy abilities, and it was in the thought of him knowing that was reawakened. His memories of being aware of his Quincy abilities was reawakened. So does that mean basically he could have used Blue Vein all the way when he was a kid? I would not think so, because that's a very developed Quincy ability. Like, that's one of the newer techniques that we've never seen up until this arc. That it's not one of the old techniques. Also, how would Uryu, with the whole new and old techniques, how would someone like Uryu, Misaki, Ryuken stand up against someone with the new techniques with their old techniques? Now, we do not know if Ryuken is against the new techniques. He has not expressly stated so. Does Ryuken have another bow besides the short bow? Because it appears that Uryu still has the cross, but it's also not stated whether or not he has. They can also use that little short bow thing, like that little tiny one that Ryu used to shoot kind of above Genjo's head. You know, it's going to be debated for a long time. That's just kind of how life's going to work for Bleach reviewers and readers for a while now. It's just going to be debate after debate after debate, and there's no way to win up until we see what happens. But that's pretty much it. Like, I can't really say much more about this topic till we get more background story. I'm not remotely invested in wanting to know anything about Ishin. I don't care. So that's pretty much it for this video. Remember, rate, subscribe, like. Please give dislikes. If you do not like the video, please dislike it. That gives me the need to know that I need to work on something. I know about the camera. Please do not comment about it, because I'm just not going to read it. Also, I will probably focus more on reading PMs rather than comments in the description below. Comments below the description. So, you know, if you really want to get my attention on something big that you may have noticed that I didn't catch, that you don't think I caught at least, please, by all means, send me a PM. It doesn't have to be like as soon as I make a video. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. Have a great day.